Previously on the Jig Is Up.
You're Mr. Blackburn's daughter, but your last name is Patterson.
Yes, he's my father. We're just not on speaking terms right now.
Are you guys ready?
I've never been more ready for anything in my entire life.
I know he doesn't love you. He only loves that old Bible.
I know. He checks that stupid shelf over there for it every 12 minutes.
Did you tell someone where it was?
And I'm gonna squeeze it out of him. And once I do, we're going our separate ways, just like we always planned.
I'm the forensic pathologist hosting the new true crime show. Do you remember murder shows and comfy clothes?
We're gonna let Barney go to school. However, if anything happens to that boy, his blood is on you.
Hello? Is everything okay? What is it that you have there? It's you! The murder knight! Please don't come any closer! Please don't come any closer! You don't have to do this. I promise I won't tell anybody what I see.
Tragedy struck here at Hack-and-Slash High last Friday evening during their fall fling dance, when someone in a suit of armor walked into the gymnasium and brutally stabbed student Barney O'Rourke through the chest with a giant sword, killing him instantly. Investigators are puzzled as Barney O'Rourke's body has gone missing. They suspect that it went missing during the ensuing chaos when everybody was screaming and running for their lives after the murder night killed Barney O'Rourke. A citywide manhunt has been underway for the last 2 days, but nothing has shown up. Authorities believe that maybe it was the assailant himself who took the body after he murdered him. Mayor Tennity called an emergency city council meeting yesterday morning, and they surprisingly voted to release all of the suspects at Little Hope Church, saying, quote, "Well, if they were at the church and Barney was killed at the dance, then that's good enough reason for me to presume that none of them could be the killer. That is, if you discount the other murders and goings-on that happened within the church. Now we can finally focus on finding the Gutenberg Bible." End quote. Though our leadership seems confident, many are still frightened, as just this morning, a young woman was found brutally murdered on the outskirts of town on a nature trail. I believe that our city council has just released the murderer, and it has cost this young woman her life. We do believe that it's right to stand up for what you believe in, but we also believe that there is such a thing as going too far. We now believe that the night was no longer right. Where'd you go, Barney?
Oh, Mary April. So good to see you. What a surprise. Well, you didn't have to come all the way out here.
Hi, Ramona. Hey, I wanted to let you know that I know you didn't want to make plans for Barney's funeral, but I thought I'd go ahead and put something together. We've gotten almost everything taken care of. There were just a couple of things that I wanted to get your opinion on. So I ordered flowers from Sally Parks. We all know that you have the best arrangements, but I figured that Sally was the next best thing, considering that you... Well, it's going to be a joint service for Blaine Burgerby too. Pastor Louis said he's gotten so many calls from people wanting to know details. So I think we're going to have a really great turnout. Ramona, I know you didn't want to mourn Barney's death, but let's celebrate his life. And I just think it would be good for you to...
No. He is not dead. Mary April. He's alive. He's out there. I know he is. You know, he could be with a psycho that has him. I don't want to go to a funeral. I don't want to celebrate his life as if he's dead. No. I don't want to do this. If I go to a funeral, this means I give up hope. And I can't do that. I don't want you going or anybody else going. No, I just won't stand for it.
I see. Well, Ramona, do you want me to stay here with you tonight? I mean, I brought you some dinner, and I could easily go and just grab an overnight bag if you'd like.
No, I know you mean well, Mary April. I just need to be...
Well, the service is at noon if you want to change your mind.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate the life of a great man, but not just a great man, an educated, debonair, and filthy rich man who somehow managed to convince me, a feisty, carefree socialite, to maybe someday settle down and have kids. He was also really handsome, but like Ryan Reynolds handsome, not George Clooney handsome. Barney was cute too, I guess, but he was a minor, so let's just forget I said that. Blaine loved history. In fact, it's quite literally all he would ever talk about. You know what they say, know your history or you'll be doomed to repeat it. Well, do you know what I say? I say we are doomed. I say there's no amount of historical trivia someone can shove down your throat that'll stop the senseless cycle of horror and bloodshed that has ravaged this town. I know that better than anyone. We're losing this battle, people. And if someone like Blaine Burgerby could be killed by the murder knight, then none of you sofa-bound bird brains stand a chance. And while finally being released from this prison, or so-called church, is sweet, the only solace that I've been given in the midst of this terrible time is the $4.6 million left behind to me as the bereaved widow of my Blaney boo. It's the least he could do. Now, I would like to invite all of you to join me in the foyer following this memorial for a reception. Refreshments include after-dinner mints and powdered lemonade. The only things afforded to me by this so-called sweet church.
Thank you, Gigi. It's true. Both Blaine and Barney were a bright light to each of us, even those of us who only knew them for a short time. Barney wanted justice and fair treatment, especially when he saw something that he thought was wrong. He didn't stop there. He sought answers for resolution. I can confidently say that we are worse off for having lost a young man as principled and as...
He is not lost! He is not lost! He's not dead. That lunatic, attacked him. But he didn't leave him there to die. If he was dead, there'd be a body. There's no body. Please, you have to help me find him. Help me find him.
Mrs. O'Rourke, let's just step outside. Okay?
You believe me?
It's okay. It's okay.
Right, Chief? Barney's out there somewhere. I know he's out there somewhere.
Please, quiet down, everyone. Grief affects us all in different ways. But I think this is a good time to close in prayer. Please bow your heads with me.
Believe me, when I tell you that we are so close to catching the killer. Detective Carlotta Estrada was on KWN the other day. She said this on the air. I know you saw it. You heard it, didn't you? You didn't see? Why didn't you see it?
Mr. Tennity,
it was
where's
wonderful.
my husband?
Oh. Would you excuse us, please? Come here. Yes, Mrs. Thomas. Yes. Mrs. Thomas, as I told you on the phone, your husband is a brave man. He's on a very secret mission, the details of which would, if you knew where he was, your life would be in danger. And so would the lives of other people. And that's exactly why your husband has not told you where he is. He and we're looking out for your own safety.
Do you think I buy that nonsense for 1 minute? I don't. Mayor, what is really going on? If Kareem had a special mission, he would have found a way to let me know that he is okay. I just need to know that he is safe. That is all I'm asking.
Angela, I told you everything that I can possibly tell you, but I will tell you this. This is not the time or the place to have this kind of a discussion, this funeral. You have to show respect for Blaine and Barney, the families.
It makes me sick thinking where this town is headed to with you in charge. Kareem has been missing for over a week, and he gave me no heads up he was leaving. And there's no signs of him returning anytime soon. And you won't give me any help. So I suppose I should take matters into my own hands and find him myself.
No.
And let me discover that you're trying to cover up something horrible. Just trust that if I do, all of Hack and Slash will hear about it.
Wait, I don't tell anyone what we spoke about. And watch out, there's a deranged murderer on the loose. Do you understand?
Are you the museum's murderer?
Hello, good day. My name is Tristan Gretzinger, and I'm running for a seat on the Hack and Slash City Council. Today I'm going door to door generating some support, and if you agree that we should never let the old linger, vote for me, Gretzinger.
Us old people have no desire to put a murderer like you on the council.
Oh, well, wait.
Night Watch News. State your business.
Hi, I'm Lila Hoffland. I'm coming into work.
Lila Hoffland. Oh yeah. The girl who killed the auctioneer and a couple other suspects. Keep it moving, ma'am.
Excuse me. I didn't kill those people. Okay, I have a right to be here. I'm the host of murder shows in comfy clothes. Or at least I used to be. Maybe ask Mrs. Macaw. She should know what I'm talking about.
I don't think so. I will not be wasting Mrs. Macaw's time on a sick freak like you.
Wait! Thanks for inviting me. These past couple days have been really rough. I apparently lost my job at KWN because I'm one of the suspects.
I feel the same way. I can't get anyone to purchase admission at the museum. In fact, I heard a couple say this morning that the place is like the movie Night at the Museum, except Instead of the artifacts coming to life at night, it's just me stuffing people in sarcophaguses after the janitor goes home.
You ain't kidding me. You guys know, I sustain myself with discretionary interactions with others. But that's so hard to do when nobody will get close enough to me for me to benefit from the encounter, if you know what I mean. All I'm saying is, you guys have absolutely ruined my reputation.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why people won't get close enough to you.
It's true. Mary April is reported to be 15 points ahead of me in the race. Nobody will let me shake their hands or kiss their babies' heads.
Maybe it's the mustache. Or maybe it's the fact that you're literally the killer. I'm onto you. Just you wait.
Oh, and how can I be the killer when the murder knight attacked me on the first night?
Allegedly. No one was actually there to prove that.
Isn't this kind of nice? Usually everybody avoids me, but I've never had friends to go to lunch with before.
Well, I think my brother and his sweet little helper aren't having any trouble at all. Looks like their church has been packed every service because folks trying to get in to see the slaughterhouse for themselves.
Do you think they orchestrated this whole thing as a sick boy just to save their dying church?
No, they couldn't have. Think about it. Charlie White and Barney were both murdered outside the church while we were all locked up. So I think it's impossible.
But is it so hard to believe that they couldn't have a secret way out of their own church? I mean, they lived there for goodness sakes.
I want to play a game.
Oh, hijita, I don't think that's such a good idea.
It's the whole reason I invited you all here. So, it's called Who Done It, and I just made it up. On the count of 3, everybody is going to point at who they think the killer is.
What if we think there's 2 people conspiring together?
Everybody here has 10 fingers and 10 toes. I've checked. So feel free to use as many as you need. Oh, and if the person that you suspect is not here, you can just point up. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
What?
That was really exciting. Okay. Now for the best part. Let's talk about why. Lila, you're first.
All right. Well, I have been thinking about the manner in which Blaine's body was found. I've already proven that his body had been tampered with, at least moved or staged the way we found it. I don't think Gigi could have moved him alone, but with the help of homeless Hugh and a big payday on the other side for the both of them, it highly possibly could have been them.
No.
Pathetic attempt as usual, nerd. I'll go next. I think it was Dahlia, because she's creepy and obviously mentally disturbed.
Obviously.
She literally told us that her mom died from a donut eating incident. She probably just killed her. And on top of that, she volunteered to go help with office supplies with Hilda that one time, and that was really weird. Anyways, who's next?
I'll go next. And I don't have to guess. I know who the killer is. And it is Tristan Getzinger. Okay? I don't have enough to make an arrest just yet, but what I found out was that...
Sorry. Time's up.
Wait a minute, there's a time limit?
There is now. Hi. Liam, what do you got?
Well, I'm going to stick to my original story. I think it was Luis and it was Hilda. You know, he seems to disappear at the most convenient times. And they both know the place like the back of their hands, and they fly under the radar just because they're holier than that.
Oh, that's good. In fact, almost good enough to get the scent off yourselves. Yes, I think it was Leon and Detective Carlotta.
You're just being petty.
Oh, not at all. Are we all just going to forget how we caught Leon coming in from a date the night Ralph Derbyshire was murdered?
A date? With her? That's preposterous.
We're not idiots. She's been clung to your arm since the moment we arrived. Just imagine. His expertise and experience as a killer Harrison Bismarck. Coupled with Carlotta's connection to the police, you get notoriety for solving your own crime, and he makes off with the Bible. A modern-day Bonnie and Clyde. Bravo! And let's not forget that the night suit came from your museum.
And we replaced it with a new one since. A replica, of course, but only a professional like myself with years of expertise could spot the difference.
This is really good. Almost you?
Well, literally, I think it's Lila. Out of all the bidders that were chosen out of that pool, she's broke. All the rest of them are filthy, stinking rich. Now, how'd you pull that off, huh? Who's the one in the group that's obsessed with death? Made a career out of it, touching dead things, volunteering to check the bodies. All I'm saying is I know how you think. I know how it is, seeing everybody walk around you with more than you will ever have. Makes you a little bit crazy. Makes you think, what would I do just to get a little bit of taste of that? I mean, might make you even do things that you never thought you were capable of.
I think this is really good, guys. I think we've all gotten a lot closer. I don't know if you feel it too. Anyway, I will conclude by telling you who I think the killer is. And the answer may just surprise you. I believe that it is my cousin Jerry. But I've been racking my brain, and he's the strangest person I know. Now, after listening to your theories, it's probably unlikely.
Well, on that note, I have somewhere to be in 20 minutes, so I'm gonna skedaddle.
I think I'm gonna go too. I've got jobs to start applying for.
Do you know what? We really should go as well. Tonight we get to speak about the campaign at a care center for dementia patients. Wish us luck.
Are we still on for our date this Friday?
Of course, but I've got something to do right before then, but I'll send you my location.
Okay.
You're still gonna pick me up, right?
Yes. And I'm so glad our relationship is out in the open, Lily.
Hey, who's covering the bill? Not me.
Hi, so sorry, I'm late.
It's not recording.
I had to take a rideshare to get here, and it was literally so horrifying. But don't worry, because I left strands of hair and fingerprints all over the car, just in case.
Don't worry about it. I'm just glad you could come. I felt like our last interview was cut short, and I wanted a chance for a do-over.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I can get kind of heated when people come after me and my Blaney. But now that he's gone.
You don't have to explain yourself to me. Trust me, I faced my fair share of loss in my life. Both of my parents died when I was fairly young, and believe it or not, my own fiance passed away just months before our wedding. There's nothing like the pain you're feeling right now, and it's totally normal to not be okay.
I had no idea that you had a fiance or that any of that stuff had happened to you.
Yeah, well, it's not really the easiest thing to talk about, so I don't bring it up often. That's why I thought today we could pivot and talk about something far less depressing. All of these gorgeous outfits of yours have not gone unnoticed. This outfit is giving me major Miss Piggy vibes.
Oh, well, I got this in Milan. Actually, my uncle works for Couture magazine.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. We gotta save the good stuff for the cameras. Oh, one last thing. I'm sure it's hard finding yourself here alone in a brand new place, being away from your family, having to take a rideshare here.
The fact that my husband was brutally murdered and everyone thinks I did it.
Oh yeah, that too. Well, just know you have a friend here if you need one. What's up, guys? You're listening to Not the Vibe. Today we're welcoming back a friend of the show and the most glamorous girl in town.
You know, this has really been nice today, Pamela. Thanks for agreeing to have lunch with me.
Yeah, Dad. You know, we gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah, yes.
So have you thought about who the murder might could be?
Well, we had all sorts of theories based on our investigations over at the paper. But a lot of those ideas were blown out of the water when Barney was killed. I just still can't believe it. He had barely started living. It's really bothered me. He had so much potential, too.
Yeah, it was really sad.
But how about you? You always did have a knack for this kind of thing. That's something you liked even as a child. Investigative journaling. What's your thoughts on this?
Honestly, Dad, I'm kind of stumped. I overheard an interesting conversation between two of the suspects when I was at the church. And it's a small lead, but I'm trying to dig into it just like in my spare time in the evenings. But I can't help the feeling that the whole thing is bigger than any of us are seeing, you know? But every time I try to go down one avenue, I feel like I hit a dead end. For example, you know that officer that was posted at the church? He disappeared, and nobody is saying anything about it. I tried asking Mrs. Macaw, and she blew it off completely. And then I asked Chief Bernard, and he sends me in circles. I don't know. Don't you think that's odd?
I've heard rumblings about that officer, but I never imagined it could be related to the murder night. But you're right. That is suspicious. Perhaps I'll look into that as well. You know, maybe we could do a little digging together, like for old time's sakes.
I don't know, Dad. I really don't feel comfortable giving you inside information when KWN hasn't published it yet. I work there now.
But I'm your family, Pamela. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
Family? Where was this family talk when Mom died? All you really cared about was keeping up appearances and working us both to death.
No, that's not the truth. Going to church wasn't just for appearances. It was for peace and comfort, for both of us.
Yeah, and that worked out really well for you, didn't it? I know you don't go anymore.
I just didn't see the point in much of anything after your mother passed.
Exactly. You never cared about God or your faith. All you cared about was burying yourself so that you didn't have to focus on what was actually going on in real life. Newsflash, Dad, your daughter needed you, not your religion.
I know, Pamela, I know. If only I could go back and do things differently, I would do it in a heartbeat. I only thought maybe you could come back to work at the Daily Squire and...
Are you serious right now? I left that place to get out from under your thumb. I figured out who I am. I found a place that respects me, that appreciates everything that I bring to the table. And I would not leave that to come back to you and your trauma.
Trauma? Come on, Pamela. I may not have been the perfect father to you, but that's simply not the truth. Newsflash back to you, Pamela. You weren't the only one that was going through a hard time.
Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, Father, but that truth is exactly how I feel. It was traumatic, as both your daughter and as your employee, and I am never going back to your stupid little newspaper.
Hey, James.
Yes, sir?
Hold all my calls. I don't want to be disturbed.
Okay, you got it. Excuse me, sir. I don't mean to bother you, but there's a young lady that wants to see you. She said she's a friend of Barney's, so I thought you'd like to see her.
Oh, all right. We'll send her in.
Here you go.
Hi, Mr. Blackburn. My name's Sammy Pickens. I was friends with Barney O'Rourke.
Well, hi, Sammy. It's nice to meet you. Have a seat. What can I do for you?
Well, I've been thinking a lot about Barney and his legacy and what I can do to like honor him, but I haven't really come to a conclusion yet, and I know this place meant a lot to him. Is there anything I can do to maybe help?
Well, that's very kind of you, Sammy. We are definitely short-handed here with Barney gone, and James helps out quite a bit. But I don't know what you can do unless you're looking for an actual position here. Barney was going to be our photographer and journalist.
Well, I'm not much of a photographer, and writing really isn't my strong suit. Is there anything else I can maybe do?
Yeah, can you convince my daughter to come back to work here again? I'm sorry. I just keep thinking about the future of this place. And I don't know if I'm getting old or what, but I just can't stop thinking about what's going to happen to this place when I'm gone. And Pamela, my daughter, is the only one I trust to give the reins to. Anyway, maybe we could start small. James does a little bit of everything and a lot of several things. I'm sure he could appreciate your help.
You know, I can talk to Pamela for you.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I mean, if she's the future of this place, the Daily Squire, it's worth a shot.
Well, that's very sweet of you, but I can't ask that of you. It was a joke, really. Besides, she doesn't even want to work with me. So I doubt if she'd listen to you.
You know, it's worth a shot. And if it will help the Daily Squire, I'll do it for Barney. I have to do something. Thanks, Mr. Blackburn. I'll be in touch.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Chester. It's just that I had about, 10,000 other things I'd rather do than meet you for lunch.
That's good. Well, you know, I have mayoral things to do too. You know, paperwork, signing, stamping, and then paperwork, and then signing, stamping, and then stamping, stamping.
Okay.
Stamping.
But seriously, why are we here?
My office has been flooded with calls lately. People want answers. Our quiet town has had 6 unsolved murders in the last 6 months. When you flip-flopped on the night is right thing, you lost credibility with the people. You did.
I'm open to ideas.
Okay, good. I've been thinking lately that what we need is credibility to back our stances. A professional to put people at ease. If it works, it'll give me more time to figure out what to do about Officer Thomas. You know, he's been missing for 1 week. His wife is frantic. She's worried. She feels the worst. And quite frankly, so do I.
You know, that's not a bad idea, Chester. Hiring a professional in criminology, or even someone in the medical field, could really work to get the people back on our side. You surprised me. Good job.
Hey, thanks. I really appreciate that you like what I did. It means a lot to me, actually. Quite frankly, I was impressed with it myself. I thought it was a great idea. You know, I finished my meal even before you came, so I guess there's no reason for me to stick around anymore. Goodbye.
Pamela? Hey there. I'm gonna need you to cover tonight's broadcast, and probably tomorrow morning's as well. I'm gonna be busy working on a new project for a while. Okay, darling. Good luck. Hello? Can I get some service around here? Unbelievable.
What can I get for you?
I'll have the bacon lover special.
Sure thing, love. How would you like your eggs?
Scrambled.
All right. Toast or pancakes?
Toast.
Whole wheat, white, or sourdough?
I'll have wheat.
Last question, I promise. What would you like to drink?
I'll have a coffee. Black, please.
And for you, ma'am?
I'm good, thank you.
Sounds good. I'll be right back.
Sheesh. Felt like I was getting the 3rd degree just ordering breakfast.
Well, let's get down to it, Chief, okay? How is the investigation of finding my son? Any new leads?
Ramona, I know you believe your son is still alive. I don't want to give you any false hope.
Harry, I know he's alive. And I know everybody in this town thinks I'm crazy. But just look at it. The murder night, he has always left his victims behind. Why would he take Barney? And first of all, why would he even target Barney? Besides, I'm his mom. If he were... Look it, he needs me. And I'm gonna find him. You've helped me and Barney before. Won't you help us again?
All right. Let me bring you up to speed on what we're doing. Right now, our biggest asset is the ankle tracker. This is older technology, so it's hard to pinpoint the precise locations. But we knew that was an issue from the beginning.
Yeah.
We do get 1-2 signals a day, and when we do, I immediately send my guys out to locations to check things out. But the thing is, we keep running into dead ends. Empty lots, dirt roads, I don't know, just a whole lot of nothing. And the odd thing is, these signals are coming from across the whole city. So, I don't know, at this point, I just think maybe this whole strategy is just a waste of precious time.
Take me with you.
What?
Take me with you. When you get a signal, take me with you. You know, Barney is a really smart kid. He's probably leaving clues to help us find him. And your guys are just missing them.
Ramona and Mikeman are more than
No,
capable.
Chief, I'm not arguing with you, Chief. I understand. But you and your guys don't have what I have. A mother's instinct.
I don't know. I guess it couldn't hurt. But look, these signals could come in at any time. So you're gonna have to be on standby and ready to go on a moment's notice.
Of course, Harry, thank you. Look, I will get somebody to cover the flower shop. My son is close by. I just know it.
Weird. Ooh, the girl with a face for radio. Oof, I dodged a bullet canceling that show. Let's look at your credentials. Bingo. A degree in forensic pathology.
Yes, ma'am.
Jasmine, have we heard from Elila Hufflin recently?
Let me check. Looks like she stopped by yesterday.
As she should. I never terminated her employment. Where is she now?
Well, what do you mean?
She's my employee. I know she had been detained for a week, but she's out now. Where is she?
Well, she was a murder suspect, ma'am. We didn't think you'd want her to come back.
We?
Richard turned her away at the gate yesterday.
And since when do I pay my security personnel to make employment decisions on my behalf?
Well, you don't, ma'am. I apologize for the oversight.
Oh, I'm going out, so field any calls I might miss.
Of course, I'll
just zip it, okay?
Macaw, I'll be right there. Please just, give me a minute. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mrs. Macaw. What a pleasant surprise. Please, come on in.
Were you still sleeping?
Of course not. I was simply relaxing in more casual clothing. Sometimes I like to pretend like I have nothing to do, just to see what it's like. Especially when I'm not doing like science projects and whatnot. Okay, have a seat. Can I get you anything?
No. I don't plan on staying long. Why aren't you at work?
Well, I tried to go, but the security guard turned me away.
Piece of advice, little scientist. Never take no for an answer. That security guard only had as much authority as you allowed him to have. You've got to fight for what you want.
You're the second person who's told me that.
It's good advice. And now that we have it clear that you still work for me, I will expect you back in the office at 8 a.m. Do you think you can handle that?
Yes, of course. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I originally hired you to be the host of a murder show series, but that's quickly beginning to look like a charitable act. So let's talk about what I have in mind for you now. As you know, we've had a slew of murders recently, and obviously it's really turned our community upside down. Everyone's shaken up about it. They need someone to tell them everything. They need to know it's not something that they can't handle if they have the information to do so. And that's where you come in. I would like you to become our official murder expert. Your area of expertise makes you a shoo-in for the role. Essentially, I'd like you to cover every murder and educate our citizens so they feel more in control of the situation. Explain how the victims died, and give an analysis on how the murder might have taken place. Was the death immediate, or was there pain involved? How does death work, and what do we do when it comes knocking on our own front door? That kind of a thing. These are terrible circumstances, but it's not so scary once we have a greater understanding. So, what do you say?
This sounds too good to be true. I want nothing more than to use my degree for something more worthwhile, so I would love to do this.
Fantastic! Well, you can start by covering all of the murders up to this point, but of course you'll have to cover any, God forbid, future murders.
No problem, I understand.
Okay, well then there's nothing left but for you to sign on the dotted line and we have ourselves a deal. Okay, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And Lila, darling, let's do something about that look. Television is a visual medium, after all.
Hey, it's about time you answered. You want this thing or not? Yeah, of course I still have it. You think I'm playing around? Look, I could find somebody else if you're not wanting it. It's my neck on the line carrying this thing. All right, well, let's meet at the train yard tomorrow. And look, if you're not there by 5 p.m., I will find someone else. See, I knew you'd come around. I'll see you then.
Hey, come on in. Oh, it looks so good. Thanks for coming, and excuse the mess.
Oh, don't worry about it. I came as fast as I could. It sounded urgent over the phone.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of panicking. So much has happened today, and I don't even know where to start.
Okay, take a deep breath. Just start from the beginning.
Okay, so I went to KWN yesterday for work, and I was turned away at the door for being a murder suspect.
What? That's weird and really rude.
I know, and that's not even the craziest part. Guess who shows up at my door this morning?
The Publishers Clearinghouse with a check for $1 million?
I wish. It was Mrs. Macaw.
What? Why?
She came in to offer me a new position as Night Watch News' official murder expert. They want me to cover the recent deaths and explain to the viewerships how all the victims perished. Basically, they want me to take something that is very scary and turn it into something entertaining and educational.
That's great news, right?
I guess.
So then why do you look so worried?
Do you really think I can do this? I mean, I have no problem analyzing the corpses, but being a TV personality, that's a whole different thing.
Lila, what did I tell you when we first met? I said you have everything it takes to become the next TV doctor, and it's all coming together for you. You just need to keep believing in yourself.
Well, the last time you told me to take a chance on myself, I almost ended up as one of the victims.
And how did I know that was supposed to happen?
Okay, true. I am gonna do it, but I do have one favor to ask you.
Let's hear it.
Mrs. Macaw said I need a new look, something worthy of a television debut.
A makeover? Say less. Honestly, I've been waiting for you to ask me for my help for a while now. No offense. Not the vibe, Lila. Meet murder expert Lila.
Good night, Pamela.
Good night.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
Who are you? Security?
No. I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat. My name is Sammy Pickens. I go to Hack/High. I was best friends with Barney O'Rourke.
I see. Do you have more information about what happened at the dance on Friday?
No, nothing like that. I'm actually here because of your father, Mr. Blackburn.
Oh, I really don't have time for this. It's been a long day.
Please hear me out. Barney worked for the Daily Squire because he believed in its mission of getting the truth and not pushing an agenda for power. He and your father shared that same mission, and from what I've heard, you do too, or at least you used to. So what would it take for you to come back to the Daily Squire? Because they really need you.
Sammy, why are you really here? My dad is subpar at communication at best, but he wouldn't send a little girl to argue for him. And if you really cared about the newspaper, you'd be helping them, not asking for my help. Tell me straight, what is this about?
Okay, fine. It's just, I feel so bad about what happened to Barney. With him being detained and what happened at the dance, I wasn't able to help him through any of it. And I just thought that maybe if I, fought for something that he really believed in, it would keep his memory alive, or something like that.
Listen, Sammy, you're a good friend, I can tell. But you can't blame yourself for what happened to Barney. The only thing that you can do for him is find out what happened to him. I know that's what I would do. And as a fellow journalist, that's what Barney would do. He would seek out the truth no matter what.
You make it sound so easy. What if I can't figure it out?
Finding the truth is never the easiest path. But I believe that you can do it, and I'll be rooting for you.
Thank you, Miss Blackburn.
It's Miss Patterson, and you're very welcome.
And one more thing. Can I get a ride? Because I walked here.
Get in.
Good evening, Hack/Slashians. My name is Lila Hofflin, resident murder expert here at Night Watch News, and you're watching Death Detectives. I know a lot of you are worried about everything that has been going on here in the last couple weeks. We are all scared and wonder when we will hear about yet another murder in our small town. I'm sure each one of you wishes you had someone who could help you decipher the danger, regale the reasons, and expound on the executions. Well, I'm your girl. I can't predict the future, but I can certainly stand with you in the moment. And I can help each one of you understand what you're seeing so that it's not something to live in fear of each day. So come along with me as we become death detectives for the Murder Night's victims. Today, we'll be looking at the case of Ralph Derbyshire. He sustained a sharp force injury and died of excessive blood loss.
Don't get me wrong. I'm very proud of Lila, but the news is just so devastating lately.
Well, it is what it is.
I hate when people say that.
Why?
Because it doesn't mean anything.
It means what it means.
You did it again.
Did what?
Added nothing to our conversation.
I am who I am.
Whatever. Are you done with your plate?
Yes.
You know, I've been thinking recently, who could the murder might be? It has to be someone who has easy access inside the church, as well as outside of the church wherever they want. It's pretty obvious who it could be. Chief Bernard, of course! I'm a little proud of myself for figuring this out. I mean, just think about it. He had that task force that was supposed to solve that mystery 6 months ago, and it just suddenly closed. Kind of like they just gave up. It's a little suspicious, don't you think?
I don't know, Hilda. I mean, I don't like to make a guess without any solid facts. Besides, he's not the only one who had a set of church keys this past week.
Of course. I would never suspect you, Pastor Luis.
I appreciate it, Hilda. And really, that is a good guess. But maybe let's not use that trail of reasoning that can incriminate me as well.
I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Can you blame me? I just have all these questions.
It's not easy, Hilda. With all these uncertainties around, and especially with a very real threat that is out there. But we need to remember that in times like these, our first priority has to be to seek God and His truth. Not what everybody else is telling us is truth. Everyone's trying to feed us what to think. Our friends, people at the church, the news, our own hearts. We can't trust anything that hasn't been tested by God's word. In Ephesians 6, it says that our struggle is not with people, but against a spiritual enemy. The knight, what he's doing is deplorable. But the knight is not our enemy. Our true enemy has the knight in the palm of his hands, and it's him, the devil, who we need to be fighting against.
But how do we do that? I mean, in this situation.
We need to pray for the knight. Pray that whatever has him bound will lose its hold over him. Pray that God's spiritual forces come against whatever is attacking this town. Pray for the mayor. He has a lot of decisions coming up in the next few days and weeks as to what to do. Remember, God is bigger than all of this. And we just have to trust Him that He's going to protect us.
You know, you always know what to say to make me feel so much better.
So, Ramona, what are you working on?
I'm writing all the places to search for Barney. You know, if he is hiding, these are the places he feels the safest.
Ramona, wait.
Look it! I know you don't think he's alive. You have made that perfectly clear. However, I do, and there's nothing you can say that's going to make me change my mind.
We just got a signal on Barney. Squad 3's headed there now.
Send me the location. We'll be right behind you.
I mean, how do you know this is the right one? I mean, this could be any ankle monitor. After all, you found it in a dumpster. How do you know this is Barney's?
No, this is Barney's. The signal led us right to it, and the serial number matches. You know, I'm sorry, Ramona, but we're gonna have to pause this for a few days and seriously reevaluate the path forward on this investigation. That monitor was our only lead.
A few days? We don't have a few days. You are the chief of police. You need to keep searching for him until you find him. Here, take this. This was the list I was working on earlier. If Barney is waiting for us, most likely he's at one of these places.
Ramona, this is a good place to start, but I'm not sure this is gonna amount to anything. If your Barney is still out there, he may not want to be found. I mean, sometimes kids just run away from home and have serious trauma.
Barney! That's him! I see him! Barney! He's down this way! Barney! Barney! I know I saw him! Barney! I know it was him. I just know it.
I want to thank you personally for coming here to this very location at this very moment, because this very place is the location for this year's Jack-O-Lantern Extravaganza.
Your Hack-O-What Extrava who?
You know, the annual Hack-O-Lantern event. The city council plans this every year at Halloween. The whole city comes out. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it.
Well, I don't get out much, I'm afraid.
You know, I can tell from your complexion that you don't get out very much. But regardless, I want you to know that this year's festivities, I have a vision that includes you two. You're both running for city council. I want you to show unity in this town. I want you two to co-host this year's Jack-O-Lantern festivities.
Co-host, you are aware that we're opponents, right? I hardly see how that's a good use of either of our time.
Gutzinger, I know your opponents. You're opposite sides of the spectrum. I know. You're hot, she's cold. You're yes, she's no. You're up, she's down. You're in, she's out. Yeah, it's maddening just to think about it.
Sir, are you quoting Katy Perry lyrics?
You noticed. Yes. Did you like what I did?
It was fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, I think it's a great idea. It'll be fun.
That's the spirit. Merry April. Yes. You know, there has been a darkness over Hack and Slash, and we do not want to add division through political opponents to that nonsense. We want you to show teamwork. We want you to show all of us how you can play nice.
So, I suppose I don't have a choice then.
Gretzy, you're right. You don't have a choice. Okay. But you can choose to make the best of it, to be happy.
I'm so excited about this, Mayor.
Good.
I already have a Pinterest board just for you. Props and decorations.
Oh, time you show up, man. You're like 30 minutes late.
This may seem like nothing to you, but I'm not used to such precarious business dealings.
What? You still scared the night is after us? Man, didn't you hear about that jogger chick that was killed just a couple days ago? Man, I think he's bloodthirsty. It has nothing to do with us. Let the rest of the town just know what it's like to be hunted down.
That's easy for you to say. You don't have anything to lose.
Shoot. You sure? Because I seem to remember a recent conversation where you were really interested in something I have, and something worth a lot of money. Speaking of, let's see the money. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, your turn. Good. Now put it back in the sack. We'll make this exchange. I'll be on my way.
Shoot, easy.
Hey! Hey!
This may have worked at the church, but not on my turf, big guy.
Oh, bad idea. Stay down. I don't want to see you on my streets again.
Whoa, 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 easy there. This doesn't have to get ugly. Let's make a deal. You want money? I've got money. Are you all right there, chap?
Lily, hurry, get in. Let's blow this popsicle stand.
Carlota, sweetest thing I've ever seen. How'd you find me?
You shared your location with me. Remember, let's go, get in.